They tell you the world is run by governments, laws, and elections. But that's a lie, because once you peel back the surface, even for a moment, you discover something far more disturbing: a hidden empire built on crime, money, and betrayal, quietly controlling everything from wars to markets, to the decisions you think are your own. The hidden structure beneath society. There is the world you see every day, the world of office screens, politicians giving press statements, companies celebrating record profits. And then there is the world beneath it, running quietly like the machinery inside a locked room. It is a world built not on laws, but on leverage. Not on transparency, but on who controls what information, who handles what money, and who has the nerve to cross moral lines that ordinary people never would. This hidden structure is not a conspiracy theory. It is the simple, uncomfortable truth about how societies actually function, through back channels, silent agreements, and favors exchanged behind closed doors. Every major decision that steers a nation, an energy deal, a defense contract, a political reshuffling, is usually influenced long before the public ever hears a whisper about it. And whenever enormous wealth is at stake, crime almost always finds a place at the negotiating table. That is the first truth most people never learn. The difference between criminal network and legitimate power structures is far thinner than anyone wants to admit. Beneath the surface of ordinary life, criminal networks have evolved far beyond the cliches of gangs, bank robbers, and shadowy figures in smoky rooms. Today, they operate like corporations. They run logistics, supply chains, marketing, intelligence gathering, much like global businesses do. Except their operations are strengthened by a simple advantage: they are not restricted by the laws that slow down legitimate companies. They move money faster, coordinate internationally without bureaucracy, and strike deals with whoever can help them: corrupt politicians, struggling businesses, or powerful individuals who want secrets buried. It's not that crime has infiltrated power. It's that power and crime have learned to survive by depending on each other. And when you understand that, you begin to see the world differently. News stories look different. Political conflicts look different. Economic accidents start to seem suspicious, because once you realize that the real world is built from secret alliances most people never see, everything else becomes clearer. The currency of power, information, and blackmail. If money is the bloodstream of global influence, then information is the heart. Money moves people into position, but information controls them once they get there. And the most powerful form of information in this hidden world isn't intelligence reports or classified documents. It's leverage, secrets, blackmail, evidence that can ruin a career, crack a political alliance, or collapse an empire. In this web of power, the people who rise to the top are not the ones with the cleanest reputation, but the ones with the best protected weaknesses and the most valuable files on everyone else. Information is weaponized quietly. It starts with simple favors. A billionaire funds a politician's campaign, expecting support on a future deal. A tech CEO hands over data to intelligence agencies, knowing that protection will come when competitors threaten his position. A diplomat looks the other way during a questionable transaction, receiving silent gratitude from the parties involved. Then the stakes rise. A leaked affair, a hidden account, a recorded phone call, and suddenly, everyone involved is tied together by a shared vulnerability. These secrets become currency, traded, stored, or deployed when necessary. This is where betrayal evolves from a moral failure into a strategic tool. In this world, trust exists only as long as it benefits both sides. And when the balance shifts, betrayal becomes inevitable. A partner turns rival. A longtime ally shares information with the highest bidder. A politician throws their own mentor under the bus to stay afloat. And because everyone understands the game, nobody is surprised. The only real rule is simple: keep a secret powerful enough to protect yourself, or find someone else's to exploit. The global network no one admits exists. Every country has its own power structure, but the most shocking truth is that these structures are connected across borders in ways the public never sees. There are businessmen who are impossible to investigate because they operate from 5 different countries. There are political families who stay safe not because of law enforcement, but because they hold compromising information about officials in several governments. There are corporations so deeply intertwined with criminal enterprises that taking them down would collapse entire national economies. This global network doesn't look like a formal organization. There are no membership cards, no meetings, no manifesto. Instead, it's a loose system of mutual benefit. One group controls a shipping route. Another handles financial laundering. Another provides political cover. Another has access to tech infrastructure. Each group protects the others, and in return, each receives something it desperately needs. Together, they form a structure more powerful than any single government. A decentralized empire built on money, threats, and interdependence. Most people imagine crime as a chaotic force. In reality, global crime is structured, organized, and shockingly rational. It follows supply and demand, adapts faster than governments, and uses technology more effectively than most intelligence agencies. Think about it. Criminals were using encrypted messaging before mainstream corporations even understood what cybersecurity meant. They mastered anonymous financial systems long before digital banks existed. Every time a government invents a new regulation, this network finds the loophole before the ink dries. Because unlike governments, criminal power structures don't vote, debate, or wait for approval. They simply move. And the harsh reality is this. Many world events that appear random or political often have roots in financial conflicts, happening far beyond public view. How money cleans crime, and crime strengthens money. One of the most disturbing truths about global power is how easily illegal money becomes legitimate. All it takes is a smart accountant, a willing banker, or a corporation desperate for investors. Once tainted money passes through the right channels, offshore accounts, shell companies, luxury real estate, it emerges clean, ready to influence elections, buy businesses, or destabilize industries. And because the flow of money is so complex, tracing it becomes almost impossible. This is why the world's richest criminals don't look like criminals. They wear tailored suits, attend global summits, invest in tech companies, and shake hands with world leaders. Their operations blend smoothly with the financial systems that underpin modern life. Banks rely on high-volume transactions. Corporations rely on foreign investments. Politicians rely on donors. Everyone needs money to keep their systems running. And the source of that money becomes blurry when survival is on the line. But what most people don't know is how deeply legitimate wealth depends on criminal behavior. When companies need to crush competitors, they hire private intelligence firms to dig into weaknesses. When governments need untraceable solutions, they use intermediaries who work with people willing to act outside the law. And when industries need resources from unstable regions, they rely on networks that manage logistics in places where the law doesn't exist. This endless exchange of money and favors becomes a cycle, one that reinforces both sides. Criminal networks gain legitimacy. Legitimate institutions gain power. And ordinary people, meanwhile, live in a world shaped by decisions they never voted on and influences they will never see. Why this web of power will never collapse? People often believe corruption will eventually be exposed, that justice will prevail, that the truth will rise. But the reality is harsher. The hidden web of crime, money, and betrayal doesn't collapse because everyone inside it benefits from keeping it alive. Politicians rely on it for funding. Corporations rely on it for speed and advantage. Criminal networks rely on it for protection and growth. And intelligence agencies rely on it to maintain geopolitical influence. This system is self-correcting. When one corrupt figure is taken down, another quietly rises. When one criminal organization collapses, its rivals absorb the pieces. When one political scandal erupts, it serves to distract the public from the larger machinery still working in the shadows. The web doesn't break, it adapts. The scariest part? Most people would never notice if the power structure shifted completely, because the changes happen behind the scenes. A new law passed, a new billionaire appears. A new crisis erupts in a region no one cared about yesterday. All of it looks normal on the surface, but underneath, these moments mark shifts in alliances, economic wars, or calculated betrayals. And as long as wealth continues to grow, as long as technology continues to accelerate, as long as nations continue to protect their interests at any cost, this shadow network will thrive. Because it isn't built on ideology or morality. It's built on the oldest human instincts: survival, ambition, and power. The deeper you look, the clearer it becomes. The world isn't broken. It's built this way. Crime, money, and betrayal aren't glitches in the system. They are the system. So the real question now is, what will you do with the truth? Stay silent, or start seeing the world for what it really is.